It's Reese Davis, Desmond Howard.
Desmond.
Who else is on the ranking show? I honestly don't know the ESPN ranking show.
I don't know.
We are
What the
live.
hell's our...
I'm recording here, Timmy.
Get Timmy on. Bring Timmy on the pod.
Figure it out. There you go. You're on.
Who we like this weekend?
All right. Carry on, boys. Timmy likes USC money line. That's what he wants. That's his pick. I'll say it for him.
I love it. Timmy, a
He's
Trojan,
done.
graduate.
Timmy's a trip.
Shout out to Timmy. All right. We got, I don't think we have anybody in here yet, so we'll let some people filter in. You're in?
Yeah, I'm in there.
Let's
Yep.
go.
I'm in as well.
All right. It's supposed to show me how many people we got in here.
Start sharing it.
All right, there we go. Numbers are starting to pop. Oh yeah, let me. I'll send a link to a couple people. All right, Ty. Before we get into it, we're just gonna. The floor is yours. We're gonna let you talk as an Ole Miss fan. What the hell?
yeah.
What the hell happened?
No, that's what happens. That's what we do as a program. I don't know where to start. It was terrible. We're the best team in the world, the worst team in the world, and I don't know where to start. You can't leave crowds in the game. We left that crowd in the game. It was terrible. Coaching, our running backs coach, thank God. I think it's a blessing this happened because he'll be fired after this year, and he might be a terrorist. We aren't sure if he is yet, but we think Kevin Smith might be a terrorist. So he'll be gone, which is good. It might be a blessing. Who knows? It's a tragic event. And,
Can I?
we still got a chance. Yeah, please chime in.
I gotta give my take. I'll tell you why Ole Miss lost. Jackson Dart is an absolute baby. Oh my God! If I'm an NFL scout and I watch the end of that game, I will cross his name off that list so fast. You got Ty, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Go ahead.
He threw 3 picks in 1 minute of real time, and he's crying on the sidelines each time, like hissy fits. And then the one doesn't turn out to be a pick.
I was crying at Boston's.
Yeah, but you can't be doing it because the one of them wasn't an interception, and he's over on the sideline with his helmet off crying, and he comes right back out and throws in and they were all bad. They were bad throws. None of them were good plays. They were terrible throws. He was throwing it away in the middle of the field. It was the most embarrassing. I was watching it with Virgos. It was the most. Adam, you texted Heisman moment coming up.
Dude, that was a kiss of death. Harley, that's
Don't
a kiss of
expose
death.
me like that.
No, it's terrible.
Don't
What are we doing?
expose me like that.
Don't talk about my team.
No,
Don't
it
talk
was
about my team when
you
we're
were hopeful, and it was the perfect situation for it. And it just, I thought it was so funny how opposite of a Heisman moment that was. I just can't get over the fact that is a child. He is not a man. He is a child.
Man. The Mormon Manziel, the Mormon missile. No one calls you that. No one's ever called you that.
Jackson Dart?
Yes.
I promise you, he will be nothing after Ole Miss. He will be maybe a CFL starter.
Yeah,
maybe.
No one said he's an NFL quarterback. No, not a
He's nothing now.
He's an NFL
He's
prospect.
nothing now. He's nothing.
You're wrong. He's a top quarterback in college, and that's not even up for debate.
What is he?
Debate. What? We have me say he's now what?
He just, in the last minute of the game, give me Davis Warren over Jackson Dart.
Oh,
and
I
mean
would say that. You guys didn't make it to me last minutes of games.
No, well, all right.
National championship last year.
Hard to watch.
National
Asterisk play Georgia. Asterisk play
Bryce
Georgia.
Underwood. Hey,
They're in a 4.5 point underdog.
Hey, Bryce. When the SEC turns to nothing and it's just the Big Ten North and the Big Ten South, will you be a big fan?
We'll talk when that happens. That's going to take a civil war.
Because the SEC is going to crumble.
That's going to take a civil war and war crimes for that to happen. There's a 0% chance.
All right.
No,
let me hop in here.
It's just going to be a war on the field, and it's going to. The SEC is going to. It loads into the recruiting lately. The Big Ten is just sweeping house with these big recruits. Bryce Underwood. That's my point. Anytime anyone's saying anything about this year right now,
Michigan produces quarterbacks. They do well with them. Should turn out. They could stay there for a year.
Adam, when is the last time we've had a 5-star quarterback other than I don't remember.
a couple things. There's so much to unpack here. We somehow started.
And Ty, this is nothing personal. I hate the
No,
SEC.
I love it. That's why I'm here.
I hate the SEC. And this
the
year
Big
has made me
Ten.
stronger in a Big Ten, man. I can't stand the SEC.
I'm hopping in here because I got a couple things I have to say. First of all, Stark, I don't know if you were being sarcastic or legit about the 5-star quarterback. JJ was a 5-star quarterback.
That's what I thought.
He wasn't
so
a consensus 5-star, but he was a 5-star on most recruiting sites, and then he also went top 10 in the draft. But
he turned out to be pretty damn good.
I am not going to dunk on the SEC for the Bryce Underwood thing. I mean, I'm go blue. I'm as big of a Michigan fan as they get, but the dude's in Michigan, and Michigan offered him like $12 million to come to Michigan. He wanted nothing to do with the school until they offered him $12 million. But I love the kid, and I hope he's an absolute stud in the maize and blue. But no, here's what I want to get to, though, before the rankings start.
Timmy's saying Joe Milton in the chat. Was Joe Milton a 5-star?
Was he?
Joe Milton was a 3-star. He was an under-the-radar recruit.
For a reason.
Timmy coming with a.
He was under the radar recruit for good reason.
That's solid pull there with the Joe Milton. We thought he was the next Cam Newton, and then
I think that's what you guys thought when you had
terrible.
18 of the same quarterbacks in a row. You had the same quarterback for 25 years straight in that program.
Don't shoelace chat is it? Wait, Denard Robinson is the GOAT. Do not.
Denard was unreal.
The GOAT.
Well, all right, let's talk some current day college football though
right.
before the ranking show gets going. It's Michigan State is getting embarrassed by Memphis right now. And then once this game's
Memphis
over,
is
we'll
good.
get into the rankings. But okay, terrible week for the SEC. Obviously, Texas A&M goes down. By the way, I called it. Ty called it as well. He backed me. We were all on the Tigers there. Ole Miss goes down. Maybe the most surprising, though. Actually, Ole Miss was the most surprising to me, but just equally as surprising.
Oklahoma.
Bama goes down at
That was
Oklahoma.
super surprising.
They had scored a touchdown.
No, that
That's
was
true.
crazy.
That's true. And by the way, I think that Auburn might do the same thing to them next week. We'll see. The game's in Tuscaloosa, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But so, Ty, I asked you this question last week. I want to know if your take has changed on it at all, because you were saying that the SEC was a lock to get 4 in the playoff, maybe get a 5th in.
Not anymore.
How many teams you put in
2.
from the SEC?
2. Good God. 2. Okay.
Georgia and Texas.
No, because now Tennessee's in, unless Vanderbilt beats them. And
Vanderbilt very well could beat them. And that
could. But then if they beat them, then you know what? Okay. Side note, they're about to put Bama ahead of Ole Miss, which is insanity. But if Tennessee were to lose to Vandy, then Bama gets in. So now worst case scenario, the floor is 3. But I mean, if A&M beats Texas, no, A&M's out. Gosh, everything imploded on itself.
That's what I'm saying.
Probably 3, maybe 4.
4?
That's what I'm saying.
Three's guaranteed. 3's guaranteed. If USC beats Notre Dame, or if anyone loses, Bama's
Notre Dame's in. Notre Dame's
Notre Dame?
100% going to be in. They're going to be. I'm predicting that they beat USC.
Okay, well if they
You know
lose,
who you're talking to? You know who's in the chat right now?
Oh shit. Nothing. I do think Notre Dame's just good. Like they're rolling at the right time.
No, they're playing good. But it's a rivalry.
And USC. I like Miller Moss.
He's not even playing. I think they benched him.
He's not even playing.
He's not playing.
They benched him. He was dealing
He's
at
not
the end of
bad.
the year. And then
You know why I said that? I use him in NCAA football, and he's got this sweet sidearm animation. So I'm sorry.
No, he's nice.
Woody. The running back's name is Woody.
I don't know.
Something like that.
Zachariah Branch.
Zachariah Branch is
So-
disgusting.
Okay, staying on topic. Let's stay on the SEC here. we're all over the place, but
4-1
okay.
again.
But here. So let's run through it though. So I think Texas handles Texas A&M. They go to the SEC championships. So let's lock Texas in.
Yes.
Georgia now probably in the SEC championship. They're done with SEC play.
They're guaranteed.
And they've
Georgia's
okay.
in.
So Georgia SEC championship. Let's go ahead and lock Georgia in. Even
I'll
if
be right back.
the
I'll be
SEC
right back.
championship yet. No, you're good. So there's 2 teams. Tennessee wins this weekend. They're in. I think. So there's 3 teams. So do we think a 3-loss SEC team gets in?
Yes.
So you're saying that you think and you think either Bama, Ole Miss.
So I'll play every scenario right now. Bama's gonna get the 12, which sucks. It's just gonna happen. They didn't score a touchdown. We should jump Bama this week. It's not gonna happen.
Agreed.
Bama's gonna get the 12. So now this leads either ACC team to lose, SMU, Miami. They're a one-bid conference. One of them loses, boom, they're out. Notre Dame could lose. And then anyone, I mean, it takes anyone up there. Now we're on the outside. There's 12 teams ahead of us. Wait, the chat pops up there?
I highlighted that comment because Stark left, so I had to.
But, I mean, it takes one of these 3 or 4 teams in front of us that aren't that great for the 12 seed, either Ole Miss or Alabama, to go. Now, if you go really weird, South Carolina might have the most attention in the country right now in terms of teams and momentum. They're going to be 14 this week, 16, 15, something in there.
With a big game.
They play at Clemson. They would have won, if they win this game, they have 3 or 4 ranked wins. 3. They have a loss to Georgia by 3, LSU by 3, and us by 24. Ours is the only bad loss. They have great losses and they have great wins. They win this, it's weird. I don't think it's humanly possible for us to have the same record as South Carolina, in conference and out of conference. And we beat them at their home field that they get in. But, I mean, they're playing as good as anyone. So they'll have a good resume when it comes down to it. But someone has to fall from in there. So I'm going to say 4, but someone's got to fall in the top 12.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so that's kind of what I was getting at is I feel like you run down the list of potential scenarios and I think the SEC gets 3 in. I think because now I'm going to ask you a question. I think I know what your take on this is going to be. Mm-hmm. Indiana gets Purdue this weekend, and Purdue is the worst team in the Big Ten. They are not even a functioning Division I football team. Mm-hmm. They're going to win. So Indiana is going to be sitting at 11-1. Their best win of the season will be against Michigan. They went into Columbus, and they got whooped, but also fake kneel at the end of the game. And Ohio State runs in a touchdown, like,
cover
get
the
real.
alt spread for me.
And yeah, I'm sure you were happy about that. But like, I think the games have to matter. I don't think you can put a 3-loss SEC team in over a 1-loss Big Ten team. You got to play the games for a reason.
No one's leaving Indiana out. No one's leaving Indiana.
I've seen a lot of discourse on the socials of saying Indiana should not get in. And maybe
we saved their life. Us and Bama saved them. If Ole Miss and Bama win, then Indiana for sure is something to be worried about. We just blessed them. We changed their program forever. We gave them a band.
I agree with that.
They can, it's, yeah. It's not.
So,
they didn't have. Things had to go perfectly against them for them to be left out, and it was over. Like they're fine. They're fine.
So all right, let's go through. So we've got the 5 auto bids. And that's going to be Big Ten champ, SEC champ, ACC champ, Big 12 champ, cinnamon roll, and Boise. It'll probably be Boise State, group of 5 team. So there's your 5 auto locks to get in, and then you got the 7 at large. I think we can go ahead and put in 2 SEC teams. That leaves 5 spots. The loser of the Big Ten championship game, Indiana. There's 4. Notre Dame. There's 5. That leaves 2 spots left.
If both
Does the loser of the ACC championship game get in?
No, not at all. Well, no, that's where it gets weird because do they do divisions in ACC?
You've got it's going to be SMU and Miami, I believe.
Right. I think
in the ACC championship.
Win this week.
Wait, how many losses do Miami have?
1.
Same as SMU.
Loses, do you think they could still get in and SMU gets in too?
If they lose the ACC
That's what I'm wondering.
It'll be close. If they lose next week, if they lose this week, if either of them lose regular season game, no, done, out.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Sure. But you see what I'm getting at, Ty. So you have in that game. Let's say Miami squeaks a close one out against SMU, and now you've got a 2-loss SMU team, and then you put that got that 3rd loss in the championship game. And you stack it up against.
Oh, you think if they lose? No, they're 1 loss right now. They'd be a 2-loss if they lost the SEC or the ACC championship.
Yes.
They'd be a 2-loss.
So,
yeah. Look, go ahead.
okay. So a 2-loss SMU gets in over a 3-loss Ole Miss or Bama, right?
Yes.
I know it's
I
dark.
mean, I wouldn't put it. I wouldn't. That's what. Okay, but here's the thing, and my dad just said Clemson. Yeah, Clemson has to beat South Carolina first this weekend, and then they're in talks. But here's the thing, which is not even being biased. You look at Florida State last year. We've been over this. They want the best teams in the playoff. If there's a 2-loss ACC and against Ole Miss/Alabama,
Won't do this.
who's the better team? I think we all know the answer. If it's a 2,
Why do you think that? How many games? How many SMU games have you watched? How many SMU games have you watched?
How many of them are aired on national television?
I watch almost all of them. They're new quarterbacks.
God, that's what you do? Yeah, that's how much you hate this SEC conference. That you watch.
I watch
SMU.
all games. I watch as much as I
Oh
can
my
take in.
gosh.
I have
Okay.
teams that I really like.
Okay,
I
well
watch
then that's
a lot
my
of good
opinion,
late
and I
games.
think 95% of the country shares the opinion. I'm not saying they'll do it, but if it's straight up best teams, I mean,
But like, did
SMU
Ole Miss look like a good team last week? Have they looked like the best team? No.
Okay, so were you here last week when we recorded? Were you here
I
when,
was.
when Ole Miss was unanimously the best team in the country at the time, and they lose a game? I'm just saying, you put SMU against Alabama or Ole Miss, they are 8-point underdogs.
What the fuck does
So
that have
that's
to do
the
with
thing,
anything?
how
It
much-
doesn't mean it. What
It
was the
does.
line in
I
last
mean-
week's game?
That doesn't matter if the committee wants the best teams, Stark.
I
Florida State
know
was
that, but
undefeated
the
and got left
SEC,
out.
I don't know if the SEC are the best teams anymore, and that's my argument.
Okay.
I don't think that
Then,
argument
then you
holds
can
true.
have your argument, and that's crazy. I'm not sure what made you guys win one national championship without the SEC in it, and God forbid we can't even play football anymore.
No,
Why
the
wasn't the
SEC was
SEC in it?
This
Yeah,
our second.
Alabama.
We said our B team. I forgot. My bad. The B team.
Why weren't the other teams in it?
Because there's 4, and they didn't want the best team in the country there. It's not
They
my
lost.
problem. I'm not the one. I'm not on the committee.
That's why it's 12 teams now, right?
Probably.
So,
yeah.
Stark, when you were gone, we were just running through the 12 in the scenarios, and I think a team I didn't name, by the way, is Penn State. Penn State's in. Penn State's
good.
in. They're going to be 11-1. Their only loss is one possession against Ohio State. They're in.
Yeah.
So it is going to. I think what it's going to come down to is the conversation that we're having right now. It's going to be a 3-loss SEC team or a 2-loss loser of the ACC championship, or if Clemson wins this weekend, a 2-loss Clemson is going to be right there as well.
South Carolina is just that looks like such a what do you call it? Spoiler spot for me.
That could be game of the century. Both those teams are
That's-
potentially playing for a playoff spot. That's an unbelievable matchup.
I mean, South Carolina has knocked off some really good teams this year, and they've looked really good against.
Yeah,
I
they
think
played
they're
good.
good.
They lost to Bama by 3 and LSU by 3, or Georgia by 3, and
Yeah, they play
Whatever it
good
was.
against good teams, and I that scares me.
no, they've been playing well. They have great.
I love
losses.
them this week. I
See,
love
Ty,
them
this is where I'll
week
think, like,
against Clemson.
The depth of the SEC is better, right? Like a
Yeah.
team like South Carolina is better than a team like Michigan. I do think that
Yeah.
this year, but I just don't think those top end teams are this year, especially as like good enough to where we can say like, oh, just based off SEC respect of like they're beating up on each other, we should put them in over a 2-loss Miami. Like,
Right, but like going back to the depth, if we're playing teams like we Ole Miss beat South Carolina by, I think it was 25 points. Like
I know, but
I know, but the difficulty of our schedules. Like, I'm just saying the 3-loss and 2-loss is the difference. We play such a more aggressive schedule. Where I mean, it's so hard to compare. You can't say because you can't blame these teams in other conferences. But if SMU's playing the SEC, they're not going 10-2, which is fine. But like they probably aren't. They have a much higher percent chance to lose every single game they play when they're not playing. ACC.
how long is SMU is like a relatively new program, aren't they?
No, but they got like the death penalty a while ago.
something
and then they
happened
just
with
slowly
them, right?
built back. Yeah, and so but this
Good
is
for
the
them.
first year in the ACC. But
They're my
no,
call.
This is where I'm a Big Ten guy, and I love having this conversation. But this is one thing that I do agree with Ty on is like going and playing Florida on the road is a much tougher game than going to Maryland or going to Rutgers.
No doubt.
And I think that's where it's you. How many times do we see it in the Pac-12? And if Doc is still in the chat, he knows. The Pac-12, year after year, they never got in the 14 playoff because they never had that top-tier team, but also the bottom of the conference was really good as well, and they just ate themselves alive each year, and there was never a playoff-worthy team because they'd have 2-3 losses, whoever won that conference. And I feel like that's starting to become the thing with the SEC. This year, you don't have – there are some powerhouses in college football, and I think there's 2 powerhouses in college football, and I think they're both in the Big Ten this season. You don't have that powerhouse team in the SEC that's just going to run through everybody that is coached by Nick Saban. And I think that's a problem for the SEC in the expanded playoff.
I don't think anyone's afraid to play an SEC team.
So, yeah, we're polar opposite. I mean, I said this last week when I thought we were getting a playoff spot. We just don't want to draw ourselves. So, but, like, whatever. That's to each their own. So
if you don't want to draw yourselves, then you want less teams in, and you just want Ole Miss to get it, because if you're apparently going to run over everybody, you're going to run into someone at some point that's in the SEC, and then
that would suck. Yeah. Then the game becomes losable.
Just can't lose games, man.
Okay. Well, besides that point, which I'm curious about, which I think we might see with this 12 team, which I really might think will help the SEC. Is now that we have 12 teams in it, they might value wins 10 times more than they have before. Because, like, it was before, if you're undefeated, like, whatever, you're probably good to go. But now that we have 12 teams, we're going to have 2 losses in there. Well, what if a 3-loss beat, like, arguably the best team? Like, it's games like that where I think they might want the 11 seed to be someone who can beat a top 5 team compared to someone who is from the ACC and has beat one ranked team and then lost to their other ranked team. I don't know. I think it could be interesting to see how they do it because I don't know. They can. I mean, 12 teams is a lot. They can stretch this to, like, South Carolina. Probably isn't one of the top 12 teams in the country, but they play good teams really, really tough. And if you want a good tournament, that's the type of team you want in there. So I'm curious how they factor in the strength of schedule and everything that's involved in it. Because if you just win the Bumby Conference or, like, go 10-2 in the ACC, that's a lot. It's whatever. But you can't beat anyone. If you
10-2 in the ACC, but your only losses your second loss is in the championship game.
Right, your other losses too.
And I'm telling you right now, like, if it's SMU that loses, they're out. But if there's
the
Miami
show is live, I just have to say that the ranking show has gone live, so it has started. So we're about to find out some really important information here.
And I'm going to be honest. Does this really matter yet? Because we have how many weeks are left?
1.
This is it.
Is this the last week? Okay.
Yeah.
I take it 1 week at a time, man. I don't really look ahead too far into the future. I'm focused on Thanksgiving.
All right. Football. Give me your guys' quick answer, like 15 seconds on this. Ty, you first. What are you looking for the most here? Like, what do you got your eye on the most here?
Where they put Ole Miss and Alabama. That's all I'm worried about. Because
Bama
did not score a touchdown against Oklahoma. You have to penalize them for that.
That was going to be mine as well. Secondary, I am looking for Indiana. How far did they fall after that game in Columbus?
Yeah.
Stark, anything you got your eyes on?
Where's Michigan at in all this? That's what I want to know.
Could Michigan squeak in with a win this weekend?
No, I actually am curious about Notre Dame. I want to.
Oh, they're sitting at 5. I think that's a guarantee. They're at 5.
If they forgive their NIU loss, then they have a. I mean, they're flawless pretty much.
But they can't go above 5.
They beat A&M in the first
I
game
wish
of the
more than
season.
anyone they would
good.
be a Power 5 school. I hate that they're independent.
Right.
I think that's the dumbest thing ever. But
You lost
they look good.
You have
they're beating up on academy schools though. That's disrespectful, and that is
un-American.
It's un-American. So you know what? I'm out on Notre Dame. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm out. Un-American.
Here's my thing though. Like, who's their big win? Who's Notre Dame's big win? Texas A&M.
Yes, but that's a bailout. That A&M's good. Well, they lost, so that kind of kills them now. But
yeah,
they don't have a win.
They have a loss to a mid-level MAC team.
They beat Navy and Army.
But it was a September loss, which helps them out. If they lost this week, they'd be in trouble.
Navy and Army.
True.
Another thing,
wagons.
If it comes down to this disgusting 11 seed, if it, everyone gets lucky, I get lucky, and it's between Ole Miss and Alabama, I mean, I don't know. I can't believe they didn't score a touchdown. At least Ole Miss was competitive in their losses. I hate to defend losses, but the fact that Bama's going to get the edge on us and they got boat raced is ridiculous. And they're going to be ranked ahead of us.
I think you're underreacting to Jackson Dart's ending of that game. Like to me, that's a season ender. That this year's done.
Please look up any stats.
Agreed,
on
Doc.
Dart.
What's that?
Doc.
I know he's good.
Dart's
like,
I wouldn't want any other quarterback.
I need to see someone. I need to see a Luke Altmaier on the field. I need to see a Luke Altmaier, someone who can go out there on 4th and 9 and throw a
do
touchdown.
What the hell will he do?
Did you not see how they won? Did you not see how they won?
We are not talking about that, kid.
Did you not see how they won?
We're not talking Altmaier on the show.
All
right.
I know Adam hates him, and Altmaier did lead a game-winning drive with time running out of the clock. It was sweet. That's all.
Schiano,
he did not
what are we
throw
doing?
3 interceptions.
What are we doing, Greg Schiano? But all right, speaking of Illinois, they just popped up at 23. We got 6 people in the chat. Before we get to the top 12, I would love to know what the chat's looking for. What are you looking for? What's the biggest thing that you've got your eyes on in this ranking show?
Can I drop a stat from last week?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's a fact, I guess. Kansas, I believe, becomes the only football team all time under 500 to knock off 3 national ranked teams in 3 consecutive weeks.
Wow, good stat. Great stat.
I saw that.
They look good, too. It sucks. I remember when I said, Adam, weeks ago, I'm like, these teams are like bad records, but they're not bad teams about Colorado with the hot take, and that's exactly what I meant. Because that team looked damn good. Devin Neal.
No, can't yet. All right, we got A&M falls all the way to 20.
Why are you still ranked? Why are they still ranked? What a
Yeah,
sob
I
story.
agree with you. They are fucking terrible.
They're at 19.
I hate that team.
This was back-to-back, right? Yeah,
Yeah, and I think the average age of BYU's team is like older than the Detroit Lions.
I hate that team. That team is so butthole. Arizona State, their running back, Cam Scatabo. He is so good. He has Detroit Lion written all over it.
That's exactly what we need in Detroit too, is another running back.
All
right, we're getting Stark. Are you got this live?
Nope.
I'm
listening to you.
All right, we'll speak
Arizona
as the teams
State
come up.
16. There you go.
Kennedy's using the iPad for Dancing with the Stars, so I respect that.
Fair.
So this has to be South Carolina right here at 15.
I would go South Carolina here. I agree.
I'm gonna guess Michigan.
Doc, I agree. Bama's got to be punished with 2 terrible losses, and there you go.
I agree, Doc. Michigan.
Please don't put Ole Miss 14. Please put Clemson here. Be normal.
Ole Miss isn't. I already saw it said they're unranked.
All right, this is big. This next ranking here is massive.
Who's it gonna be? Michigan State.
It's gonna tell us
someone.
The Purdue Boilermakers.
I knew it.
God!
Oh, that's
Green?
atrocious.
Who is it?
Ole Miss.
Bama? I just
It's
don't
Ole
get
Miss.
it.
What number are they?
Atrocious. 14.
I mean, they're going to put Bama 12.
And Bama,
Here comes Clemson,
Bama
13.
is
They're gonna
ranked
put Bama
above
12.
Ole Miss.
No.
No, here's the thing, though, Stark. Why would you put Bama over Ole Miss? Ole Miss has a win on the road at South Carolina. Win
I
at
put
home,
Arizona State
handling.
above
Okay, that's insane. Arizona State is played a good game.
Clemson at
Bama
12?
At 13.
Clemson.
At 13.
Phil
They're setting up.
Cade
Okay,
Klubnik.
so, I mean, here's what I don't get.
He's clutch. He's way more clutch than Jackson Dart.
If
He is.
South Carolina beats Clemson, then does Ole Miss jump Alabama? What does it take?
No,
Wait,
what
what
you
did you
need is
just say?
Auburn. What you need is Auburn.
No, Auburn's
need
not gonna
Auburn.
win. They're not doing that.
Yeah,
back
they
to
are.
back.
Yeah, they are. Cam Coleman.
What are
Legacy.
Georgia's?
They are hot. Marquez Hunter.
Who did Georgia beat? Georgia
Dark
or
horse,
Alabama
yeah.
only beat Georgia, right?
Alabama beat Georgia, yep, which you did as well. Alabama
We
does
beat them
not
by
have
more.
quality wins. They also spanked LSU, but LSU is already falling apart.
That's what's doing it. Is we got the first night game against LSU. We were their Super Bowl, and then they gave up.
Clemson Tigers come in at 12.
Good for
Shocking,
them.
honestly.
They've been
Clemson
playing
got
good.
taken out
What a
back
joke.
behind the shed week 1 against
They
Georgia.
didn't score. I don't think they scored a point.
I know. That's what I'm saying. They got taken behind the shed.
Klubnik is low-key having a really good year. He might be dangerous. They might be dangerous. Antonio Williams. He's a good wide receiver for them. I know my shit, dude.
NIL.
Football video game.
Name, image, and likeness of God at Clemson.
Can we just
I don't
do
know
a
if you
quick
guys saw that
moment of
data
silence and appreciation for Henry Ellison?
Boise.
Someone
coming
get
in
these
at 11.
jokers out of here.
Thank
I'm
you, Mr.
sick of
Allison.
them.
Boise at 11. That's crazy. Boise
I
is
agree with
going
you.
to get
They
the
suck.
bye.
They suck.
That
That
5
Mountain
seed
West
is. I mean,
conferences.
I love Ashton Genty.
But their team is
Boise
not
State
good.
is not good.
No.
Boise State is
Every week
not
they're-
good.
so what?
They look
Indiana
bad against
10?
Wyoming.
You
They're
go
2-6.
So yeah, Indiana's got to come in at 10 here. I'd have to imagine.
I hate to say this, but I
Right.
think they're fake.
And then you go Tennessee 9.
They are. Yes.
Yeah.
And then Michigan
Yeah,
at
If
8.
they put, yeah.
No, very
You're
curious
telling me
to
that a
see.
52-6 win over Northwestern doesn't put them in the top 10? What?
Exactly. You drop a 50 burger. Indiana comes in at 10.
Burger?
Indiana does come in at 10. So, all right. And then I think we're going to see Tennessee 9. Oh,
Colorado?
SMU.
SMU?
comes in at
Tennessee
9.
goes 8. Wow.
So
That's my
okay.
team.
So
There's a
Ty,
huge football game this week. Memphis-Tulane. That's a massive one. Tulane could squeak in.
They could squeak.
They're 9-2.
Boise stumbles. Tulane could squeak in.
That would be amazing. That would make my preseason
really
picks
quick.
unreal.
It would. But real quick, so as we get into 8 here, and I think we're going to see Tennessee come across the screen. Ty, that's good for you. Their value in the SEC. You go out
We
and
need
drop a
them to
number.
lose.
It's happening.
I don't know.
Trust
It-
me. Who do you
need to
we
lose?
shouldn't even
So,
be
wow,
here.
they
It's a
put-
joke.
They put 9-2 Tennessee over Indiana and SMU. So there's that SEC bias that we have grown accustomed to seeing. No, I think that's the right call there. All right, so who do we see at 7 here?
Notre Dame.
No.
Oh, I think Notre
Who is
Dame's going to be
7?
sitting on that 5 spot.
Georgia.
No, Georgia. Wait, who's
Georgia's
6? I
7.
thought Georgia was 6. Who
Penn
are we
State.
missing here?
Penn State.
Penn State.
Penn State might be number 3. It might be 1, 2, 3. Ohio State
Texas.
Oh yeah, Texas.
It's going to be Oregon, Ohio State, Texas,
Penn State.
Penn State, Notre Dame. Who are we missing?
Man.
Who are we missing? Why
Georgia.
is this
Oregon,
escaping?
Texas.
No, Georgia
Notre
just
Dame.
came
No.
up at 7.
We are missing some.
I was
being
right.
idiots.
I said that.
Miami. We're going to see
Miami.
Miami
Oh,
come
good
across at
God,
6
what
here.
a-
That's who we're
what a
missing.
They're also
Sorry,
fake
dude.
good, but they're at
That's
least
who we're missing
exciting.
is
Like, do you
Miami's
see
gonna
how
come
insane
across at
this is
6
that we
here,
have
yeah.
the University of Georgia behind the University of Miami, with 1 week to go.
Georgia doesn't look
Lord.
that good though. Like they're not.
No, I don't think Georgia's good at all.
No.
But Miami, are we seriously trusting these two teams in the
Cam
playoff
Ward.
situation?
Cam Ward.
Cam,
College football is a game won by quarterbacks.
and you think Cam Ward? God,
I think he's not that good, but he's good. He's appeared to be good enough for them to use him as something to rank them high. I believe that
They-
firmly.
They
Like, he
have
is a huge piece as to why they're ranked so high. Obviously,
They have
They're
a
literally sixth because
non-existent
everyone else
defense.
is so bad.
they are. You're right.
Like looking at this board, it's insane.
They almost lost to
Bad
Virginia
teams
Tech.
are.
ND comes in at 5. So USC, Doc, if you're still in here, USC could get a top 5 win this weekend at home.
Gosh, do we need it? Just get them
So,
out. I mean,
wow.
you see, I mean, what a bad.
Here comes
it's unreal.
Penn State, Texas, Ohio State, Oregon.
How crazy would it be if
Expect
Michigan
the shit
knocks
set.
off Ohio State this weekend?
I
What's
believe
the number
it.
on that game? Because I don't think Michigan will keep up at all.
I think
this-
that I think
What's the
they
number?
can.
Yeah,
42,
Penn
I
State at
think.
4.
No, the spread, not the over.
42.
No, that's the spread.
Spread's 20.5.
Damn.
Texas at 3.
Give me Michigan plus
Ohio
20.
State 2. This might be the first time this season that I bet on Michigan, by the way.
The scary part of that is like if Ryan Day will not take the foot off the gas.
Agreed.
No, I'm betting Ohio State. You're gonna bet
Yeah,
Michigan?
go ahead,
Jasmine?
buddy. I think I'm going to bet
I'm
Michigan.
feeling Michigan,
We're gonna
too.
break the game down in a second. I'll tell you why. But, all right. So, crazy. So, I want to recap this really quick. And if you just joined us, shout out to the 5 of you that are in the chat right now if you just joined us. All right, so you get Oregon comes in at 1, Ohio State, Texas, Penn State, Notre Dame, Miami, Georgia, Tennessee, SMU, Indiana, Boise, and Arizona State. Those are the teams that are in the playoffs if the season ended today. Boise gets a bye over the Big 12 because the Big 12 has been so bad. Something that I want to talk about here in a second. But I'll just go through. So who's getting the bye? You know, winner of the top 4 ranked winner of conferences are who get the buys. So you've got Oregon, Texas, Miami, Boise. That's who they think are going to win the conferences, and then everything else is at large. Here's something I want to talk about though. Would you rather be the 5 seed, which today would be Ohio State,
Yes.
than 3 seed Texas? And look, you got to play an extra game, and that's scary. But 2 seed Texas. Texas will get the 2 seed. You get the winner of that 5 Notre Dame, 9 SMU game. If Ohio State gets in at the 5 seed, you play the Big 12 winner, and then you play BYU on a neutral field.
I said that last week.
It's a cakewalk. I know. We talked about it. That's a problem.
Oregon should forfeit the Big Ten championship. I would
Yeah.
rather be the 5 than the 1. 100%. And okay, now
bye
it's
week's
weird because
important.
where are we at now? 8-9. We're at. That's going to be Notre Dame, Georgia. So last week it was 2 SEC teams there, and dude, without a doubt, would I rather be the 5 than be Oregon and play the winner of the 8-9 game, which was 2 SEC teams. So now it's different because it's going to be maybe not an SEC team, but still, you have 2 games. For the sake of bye weeks killing you, because bye weeks it happens. Bye weeks kill you. You can get in the flow of things and you can play an extra game. And if you get hurt playing, who they play? Arizona State. If you lose guys to Arizona State, that's on you. But you can get an easy win there and then go to Boise, easy win, and you are rolling. You're on a roll.
Well, and you get at the 5 seed, you're playing at home. You're on campus. So if Ohio State ends up at the 5, you host Arizona State. That spread is what, 22 and a half? 24 and a half?
I don't
then
think
you get
Arizona State's worse than Michigan, but
Oh,
I'll give them 15.
I disagree. I don't know how much Big 12 you watch this season. Dude, the Big 12 is the Mountain West might be deeper than the Big 12. It's actually that bad.
Yeah, it's a train wreck over there.
So, but anyway, you're talking a three possession game on the point spread at home. Then you get a neutral field against Boise State, which again, Boise State. Here's my thing: Boise State at 10-1. Like, why are they? The only reason they're getting the nod over some of these other teams, like a Tulane, Army, Navy, is literally because they have Ashton Genty. That's it.
It's also because of how they played against Oregon, which I'll give them credit.
True.
I mean, play the game again, you lose by 85 points, but you guys got lucky one time, so we'll give them credit for
Agreed.
it.
Oregon was not the same Oregon that they are today.
No.
When they played at the beginning of the season. You talk about getting a bad draw. You just talked about this. Ohio State gets Arizona State and Boise, and then they're in the semis. Oregon could be the number 1 ranked team in the country, win the Big Ten. You get the bye, and then you play the winner of Tennessee, Georgia.
No,
in the
because everyone
quarters.
would get moved up 1 because of Arizona State. So it would be.
Wait, is Arizona State in there?
Wait, no.
Yeah, no.
That's
You
how
got to
it
look
is,
at the
you're right.
bracket.
Right now, right now you're right. It would be 8. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's what
so-
I'm saying. I would exactly, and then you are on. That's a ball game. I don't care who you are. I don't care. You're playing either of those
Alright.
teams. That's a great game. That's an all-time classic. You're not blowing out either of those teams.
Or you play a good team early, you take them down, and then you kind of cruise into it later. I'd rather do that. I'd rather play those teams early and beat them.
No, this is what we're saying, Stark. That doesn't exist. I'm gonna go through the
I heard
bracket.
what you said. So, like
So
Oregon.
here's the bracket. Okay, so on the buys, you've got Oregon at the 1 seed, Texas at the 2 seed, Miami at the 3, Boise at the 4. Okay, so those are your 4 bye teams. Then At the 5 seed, Ohio State is sitting pretty because Ohio State hosts a game, round 1, against Arizona State, who's going to win the Big 12. They would win that game and then play Boise State on a neutral field, and then they're in the semis. A team like Oregon in the 1 seed gets the winner of Tennessee, Georgia. A team like Miami in the 3 seed gets the winner of Indiana, Penn State, which will be Penn State, which is a tough matchup for Miami. And then Texas would get the winner of SMU and Clemson.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Clemson's out.
You're right.
So this what we were talking about is there's a flaw right there. Why would you? The loser of that Big Ten championship game is going to be the 5 seed.
Unless no, it has to be Oregon. Ohio State cannot lose that game and be 5. There's no way. They cannot lose to the same team twice and be taken serious. I mean, you can't, right? You lose the same team twice with the best team in the country.
I guess that would be up for debate. So, okay, if you're Oregon then, if you're Dan Lanning, do you go in, do you, like, obviously they're not going to forfeit the game and you want to win the Big Ten championship. You want to be the 1 seed. You want to be undefeated. But you got to be chilling a little bit. You got to be chilling a little bit like, hey, we lose this game. We get the winner of the Big 12, and then we get Boise State, and then we're in the semis.
Well, God, this is weird. Because
I just don't think you can play that game. I don't think that's a game you play.
I agree, and I don't think they will. But I'm just saying, if I'm Oregon, I'm maybe taking a little bit of a deep breath. Just the situation that you're in.
My 5 Notre Dame. It's got to be. Because they're not going to put, which moves Penn. That's weird. Penn State wins this week. Penn State finishes the season at 4. Ohio State loses the Big Ten championship. They move back. They cannot put Penn State ahead of Ohio State, which means Penn State's going to win and probably move to 6 when it's all said and done. Ohio State 5. Or no, did they go? Wait, what did they do? Because they can't put Ohio State in front of, or Penn State in front of Ohio State. But you also can't put Ohio State at the 5. So you go 5, Notre Dame 6, Ohio State 7, Penn State. You just bump everyone back.
No, I think you'd bump Notre Dame and Penn State back. They would move back. You just slot in Ohio State right in front of Penn State is what I would do. Because, and again, the committee is the committee, and we don't know what they're going to do, and they do the wildest things. But you can't punish a team too much for playing an extra game. Like, Penn State gets to sit at home and not play the game. Notre Dame sits at home. They don't play an extra game.
Yeah, I mean,
now, if Ohio State gets boat raced in Indy, that's a different story.
Ohio State wins. I think this whole thing is just a waste. I think Ohio State wins that game.
Do you know what not enough people are talking about, though? You don't know not enough people are talking about. Michigan goes into Columbus and beats Ohio State. Ohio State's not in Indy. Penn State is playing Oregon in Indy.
I think there's a better than zero chance that happens.
I'm just saying, something to keep your eye on. There is a scenario here. But, all right.
Legacy game.
Let's break down some of the big college football games this week, give our picks against the spread, and then we'll get out of here. Yeah, that was fun. I say we do this again next week during the ranking show, and next week is going to be the official bracket. And it's actually going to be on Sunday, by the way, on Sunday. So if you guys are around, I will be on YouTube live streaming it. But all right, let's break down some of the games, and where I want to start. Let's go to the SEC because this is a massive game for Ty. Auburn coming off of a massive win at home against A&M, 11.5-point dogs on the road in the Iron Bowl. I'm going to go first and just kind of give you my thoughts on this. Do I think Auburn wins the game? Probably not, but I'm taking Auburn plus 11.5 here all day long. I have my wife graduated from Auburn. I have to watch every Auburn game every weekend. I have watched this team every single week this season, and I was so confident that they were going to beat A&M. This is a good football team with a ton of talent. This defense is really good. DJ Durkin is one of the worst human beings of all time, but he's a great defensive coordinator. And I look at Milroe last week. Look at that Alabama offense last week. This isn't Nick Saban. If this was years past, we would be saying Alabama coming off of a bad loss, they're going to whoop Auburn. Not the case. Absolutely not the case. Nick Saban's not at Bama anymore. I will be taking Auburn plus 11.5. That's way too many points for this game. Ty, I want to know your thoughts.
I really don't know. I think. I mean, you made a good point. It's not Saban, obviously. I think when it goes head coach to head coach, how it is. I mean,
I just have to highlight this comment real quick.
I think there might be a grammatical error in here. It does stand up. What does it say? Does stand up for OSU or pimp?
The head of the committee is Ward
Yeah.
Manuel. Does he stand up for OSU or does he pimp them?
I don't know how you got that one. Okay.
I'm with you, Doc. I think unfortunately he stands up because he's got no backbone. A real Michigan man would pimp him, but not Ward. All right, Ty.
Yeah, give me. And I think it's a girls' game. I won't bet on it. Give me Auburn plus the points. Give me Hugh Freeze. Give me Madness. If anyone can do it, it's Hugh Freeze. I think this Bama team is bad culture right now. They're not where they need to be. Kalen doesn't have a grasp of the boys. Give me Hugh Freeze and Auburn plus 11.
Stark, who do you like this weekend? What's your preview in the game on the Iron Bowl?
Auburn, you sold me on them.
Let's go. Here's my thing with Auburn, and then we'll move on to the next game. But they have too much talent, and they can't stop shooting themselves in the foot. And they did it against A&M time after time, and they finally found a way to win the game. Here's my hope with Auburn: is they got over the hump, they beat A&M, they won that game, and now that they kind of roll, they've figured it out a little bit how to just play smart, play your style of football, and you can go out and win these games. So Peyton Thorne, he did it against A&M. You're rolling out on 2nd and 10. You don't have a wide receiver open. Just throw the ball out of bounds. Live to see 3rd and 10. He throws the ball right to A&M. He's on his own 10-yard line. Yeah. Those are the reasons that Auburn is 2-5 in the SEC this year and not ranked and going bowling. So I really like Auburn this weekend. Just too much talent on that team. All right, let's go to the game in Columbus. Ohio State laying 20.5. This is the biggest point spread in this game in like 30 years, I think I read. 30, 35 years. I'm probably not going to bet this game. I know earlier I said I might bet Michigan for the first time. I'm probably not going to bet this game. If I were to bet this game, I would bet Michigan. I'll tell you why in a second. Here's why I'm not going to bet it, though, is because Ryan Day has 3 years of pent-up anger against the Michigan Wolverines, and if things start going wrong, I mean, look what he did to Indiana. He faked a kneel down with 10 seconds left to run at a touchdown, run the score up against Indiana. What do you think that they're going to do to Michigan if given the opportunity? So because of that, I'm not going to bet the game. But here's the thing. I don't know. Have you seen the weather report in Columbus this weekend?
No.
It is a polar vortex. The weather will be in the low 20s in Columbus this weekend. This is going to be a ground and pound game. And Ohio State, as much as they went out and got all these players in the portal, they can try to pretend to be this blue-collar ground-and-pound football team, but they're not. They're a finesse football team. They want to throw it around all over the place, get Jeremiah Smith and Ibuka involved. I don't think they're going to be able to play that style of football this weekend, and Michigan sucks, but they can ground and pound, and they can stop the run. If Will Johnson plays, I feel a lot better, but he's questionable. He hasn't played in 3-4 weeks. If Will Johnson doesn't play, then probably cooked. But I lean Michigan on this game this weekend. Ty.
The weather doesn't help. I thought this was a no-brainer OSU. I think I will put United States dollars on Ohio State. I'm not sure if Michigan can score the ball. Will Howard's terrible, so that sucks, but maybe I like the weather actually. As long as he doesn't have the ball. But I don't know. I'm not sold on Ohio State whatsoever, but Michigan, I know they're not good. And I think, what we saw last week with Indiana, it could be gross. And I just don't know, if it's gross until halftime, at 20 points, maybe too many. Okay, if Michigan's covering by half and it's 7-13, can Michigan score 7 more points? I'm not sure about. And I think Ohio State will have the ball so much that eventually they will just score enough. Simply, I just think they're bigger and better, and I'm taking Ohio State.
That's fair. Stark, you going to get all year? Stark and I have bet against Michigan, every single week. We don't even care what the spread is. We're just like, give me the other side. Stark, are you with me? Do you maybe lean Michigan a little bit this week for the first time all year?
I do.
You got to think.
I do. And here's why. Fuck. I really don't think they're going to score. I don't think there's going to be 20 points combined in this game. I feel like it's going to be a defensive battle. Yep.
You what?
Yep. And here's why. The only way Michigan, I think, can compete in this game is if they just control the ball, right? And if they can force Ohio State to punt 3 times in the first half, there's a chance that's a 0-0 first half because Michigan can run the ball, chew as much clock as they have to. They're going to try to keep the ball out of their hands, right? That's the best thing they can do. And they know that they can't keep up if they go down big. So you laugh at me, but I have a very real mentality of like, if it's going to be 20 degrees, if there's a chance of precipitation, if Michigan is going to have to play this clog the middle, dominate the trenches, kill some clock, do not let them get up big. Like if it's 2-touchdown game, it's over. Like it's gonna get worse. If they can keep it 10 or less, which is obviously covering the spread, if they can keep it to 10 within the game and never let it go more than that, I think it can be a game. But I think the moment it gets away, like the moment they fumble the ball on the in their own end after giving up a touchdown, like that's the game. They have to play They pretty much have to play flawless. But in my head, this game goes like if I was betting player props, it would be a game that would piss me off because the clock just ticks. And you're like, what the hell? Come on, throw the ball, stop the clock. But it's the game. I mean, I'm a big a believer in like these big rivalries. You do kind of have to throw shit out the window because these guys want it more. Like you don't think Mason Graham's going to get up more for this game than he has for anything yet this year. Like he's going to try to terrorize these boys. They hate each other, right? And you think Mason Graham's going to want to go out losing to these guys? So I think Will Johnson, if he plays, then that's huge. But I mean, Ohio State has like 6 good wide receivers all the time. But I think it's going to be like, who said they're the fake tough guy? Was that you, Adam? I do think they're fake tough. I think Ryan Day is a fake bully. He's the bully that as soon as you stand up to him, he's gonna run away and tell his mom that you did something to him. So I hate Ryan Day. I'm going off on this a little bit, but I'm saying this because the only time I've picked Michigan this year. So let me explain it. But I'm not gonna let it crush me if they get smoked, right? I don't have those expectations. I just kind of want it to be this slimy, close game because if that's the case, they can win. You got Khalil Mullings and Donovan Edwards against Quinshon Judkins and Travion Edwards in the trenches. I think that's closer than people would say.
So I read a stat this week that coaches who draw their beard on their face with Sharpie are 0-12 against the spread in rivalry games all time. So
where'd this whole Sharpie thing come from? Is this you making it up, or is this like
his
sort of
beard?
like,
His beard is not real. You cannot sell
Is
me
it factual?
that Ryan Day's
is all your
beard is
opinion.
real.
This
is my opinion. This is my opinion.
Wow, you've ridden this thing for years. You have not stopped with this bit.
He wakes
of
up
his
in the
beard.
morning. He wakes up in the morning and retouches up the Sharpie on his face, or he's using like Just for Men Jet Black, or like the thing that like guys that are losing their hairline, you can like sprinkle fake hair. It has to be that. His beard is not real. Okay. And he's a phony. He is a phony.
Yeah, he sucks. He sucks as a coach.
Here's the thing about Ryan Day. 4th and 1 at the 50. Yeah, we're still live.
Okay.
4th and 1 at the 50-yard line. You can bet $1 million he is punting that ball 10 out of 10 times.
That's just big time ball. It's not like
he's a fraud. Michigan's going for it. Here's the other thing too. Michigan has nothing to lose in this game, other than some bragging rights. All of the pressure is on Ohio State, and Ryan Day does not. Ryan Day is not a good coach with pressure on the line.
I think it's an inconsequential game. I think Ohio State. That's what I think. I think this game is so. I mean, there's not a pulse from Michigan. There's
Can I give you a hot
to be
take?
worried about. Yeah, go ahead.
These guys are awesome.
Hot take. I believe this is a hot take. I believe
That we will win.
yeah, I believe that we will. Now I'm all fucked up, Adam. Now I'm just saying that in my head. I think
Ty was
Michigan
student
has a-
section leader back in his heyday. He knows that chant.
Where
I
does
believe that we will win.
All
right,
I
sorry,
think
keep
that
going.
Michigan has a better chance to beat Ohio State than Michigan State had to beat Michigan.
Yeah, I don't think that's a hot take.
Okay, good, because I
Yeah,
said it
no, I
earlier
did-
to somebody and they called me ridiculous.
I actually did pick Michigan State to win that game straight up. But in hindsight, I don't think that's a hot take.
Can I shout out
not
Nick Cootie
single.
and Stephen Kelly in the chat? Those are my buddies from that worked with
Start
them in Vegas.
Afghanistan? I've never heard that
Who-
one. Ty.
Who's in the chat? Oh,
Nick Cootie
yeah, I'm
and
highlighting
Stephen
this.
Kelly.
Nick Cootie, you're getting highlighted because
He's
it's
a Rutgers.
absolutely
He's a
right.
Rutgers guy.
Stephen Kelly, you're
Go
right. This
Rutgers.
kid does not know ball. He is a simp for SEC.
Go Rutgers.
Stephen Kelly went to South Carolina.
That's a cooler school than Ole Miss.
Shout out to the Gamecocks. I'm a big Gamecock fan this weekend.
So am I. Lenora Sellers, awesome.
Dog. Dude, South Carolina is like,
Nick
I
Harbor,
don't even know
awesome.
all of their names. They've just got these massive, like 6'5" dudes all over the field, and they're
Nick
all
Harbor.
fast. And they're all Nick Harbor, which we wanted at Michigan.
Ridiculous, yeah.
He committed. He committed in South Carolina.
And their running
he
back?
is between Michigan and South Carolina. So
What's
that's
the running back's name?
They have Rocket Sanders, right?
Rocket Sanders
Rocket
from
Sanders.
Arkansas.
He's
yeah, he's
so
a dog.
good. He's
That
so
kid was a
good.
stud at a stud at Arkansas.
Arkansas. He's a dog.
So
dude.
good.
I love South Carolina. But all right, we'll kind of
Thank you,
just
Steven.
off of the Michigan game. I lean Michigan plus 20.5 because of all those factors, but we'll see.
I'm with you. I lean Michigan too after all mine. I'm going to go
Oh,
Michigan.
I want the Buckeyes. Alt spread 27.
Shout out Stephen Kelly.
Fine. Take under
Slim and Bart.
27.
Shout out Bark. All right. Last game of the week I want to talk about, and we have to talk about it, is Notre Dame going out to LA, and they playing the Trojans. Game is in LA, another big rivalry game. Notre Dame laying 7.5. A lot on the line here for Notre Dame, right? Because this is something that we didn't talk about during the rankings. You don't win this game. If you're Notre Dame, you don't win this game, you're not in the playoff, right?
No, they're gone. They're gone.
So I'm not going first on this pick. I'm gonna let Ty go first.
Give me
Who you
USC.
like?
Give me USC.
USC?
Every time. Every time. USC's not that bad. I think 7.5 is insane. Notre Dame's playing good. Notre Dame's playing really good.
Yeah, they are.
But they don't play anyone, so it's hard to. It's easy to look good when you're playing no one, but. And
Yeah.
I hate Notre Dame. I love everything about this. I hate one team. I love one team. Give me USC. Give me 7.5. Give me money line. I love it. Love it. I wish Miller Moss was playing. That's my boy. He was dealing, but
I know.
he was dealing. The game I went to in Vegas, he was dealing, and I didn't watch another USC game. He was dealing in Vegas, and it's a shame
Yeah.
he's no longer the quarterback.
He wasn't in Ann Arbor when they came out here, but no, I'm with you. 7.5 too many points here. I think.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I think just because you showboat against the academy teams, like first of all, have some respect for your country and the
Agreed.
young men that are putting their life on the line after college.
Agreed.
Oh, you might be going to the NFL or going to be an enterprise car salesman after Notre Dame. These guys are going to put their lives on the line, so just have a little respect.
Have some
But
respect.
but I'm taking USC all day here. I just don't think I just don't know with Notre Dame. I don't know. I don't trust them.
What's the spread?
7.5.
7.5. Enjoy Oak Island. I hope they find the treasure. I think this might be the episode. This might be this might be the one that
I say that to my dad all the time. He's always watching that shit. I'm like, have they found it yet?
He's like, my dad always goes, "Oh, they're right there.
They're right there."
I'm like, Dad, if they find it, they don't have a show. And he's like, that's not true.
There's more islands.
Like, okay.
There's a lot of islands out there.
Give me Notre Dame. I think I'm gonna take Notre Dame. That's what I think.
Rat pick of the week.
It is a rat pick. Fuck Kyle. I'm gonna stick with that. But Ty, no.
Oh.
you know
There's
the
some beef
backstory
I
on
have
this,
with
Ty?
a fan that hates me for no reason. Fuck Kyle. I'm gonna go with Notre Dame. Because I like their running back, and their running game is sweet. Riley Leonard's actually been pretty freaking good over the last 5 weeks. I know they haven't played anyone, but yeah, I'm gonna take
I
him.
like it. Actually, I don't like it. I shouldn't say I like it.
Jeremiah.
Quick backstory, and then we're gonna make the picks. Joey just sent his picks in, so just while we're live, we might as well make the picks, and we'll do college football, NFL. Actually, Ty, I know we're kind of making picks right now, but Ty, I'm sending you Joey's picks so you can make these for him.
Okay.
But really quick, the backstory, because it's just so funny. We've got a guy that listens. He's a relative of Zach Webb's, and he hates Stark, and he's a massive Notre Dame fan. So we were just picking one week, and Stark just decided he was going to start some beef with Kyle. So Stark never picks Notre Dame, but he did. He did this week.
I picked
all right.
Notre Dame once or twice.
That might be your first time picking Notre Dame.
I picked him against Army.
Okay. All right, let's get into the picks, and then we'll end this thing.
All right.
Let's go!
All right, let's go college football first. We've already talked about a couple of these, so
Go
we'll just
rapid fire.
Real quick, rapid fire. Michigan at OSU. I have to go Michigan here because I'm forced to make a pick. So give me Michigan. Ty, who's Jet taking?
Jets got OSU.
Oh, of course he does.
Minus the 20.
Sparty. Stark.
Ty, you want to see me go 10-0?
I do.
Yeah, watch this. I'm taking OSU.
Oh, he switches it up. He takes the
No
Buckeyes.
I'm going 10-0.
Whoa.
I'm taking OSU.
Okay. All right. South Carolina at Clemson. Clemson laying 2.5. I mean, this might be easy. Give me South Carolina in the Gamecocks. Who's Joey taking?
Joey's got Clemson Tigers.
Wow. I'm on
I
opposite
know.
sides.
What a rat pick.
Stark.
I'm going to take South Carolina. I think they're going to like playing spoiler.
I like it. All right. We just talked about this. ND, USC. Give me the Trojans. I just physically can't take Notre Dame here. Who's Jet taking?
He's got the Fighting Irish.
Wow.
Gross.
Stark, you're also taking ND.
Yeah, I'm taking the Irish.
All right.
But have some goddamn respect for America.
I am on opposite sides of Jet. All three picks so far. Iron Bowl. Bama laying 11.5. You already know. Take the Auburn Tigers. Sprinkle the money line. Give me Auburn. Who's Jet got?
Jets got Bama.
Oh,
Wow.
man. Someone's having a great week and someone's having a bad week. Stark, you on Auburn with me?
I am.
All right, let's do it. Rutgers playing MSU. MSU laying 1.5. Boys, the Spartans suck.
Give me
The
Rutgers.
Spartans suck. Give me Rutgers.
That
I already know who Jet took.
Manganai running back's going to run all over them. That guy's awesome.
Jet took MSU, didn't he?
Jet went 5 straight favorites, and he took the Michigan State Spartans. 5 favorites. In college football. That's
I
a
am
single
on-
dog.
I took 5 dogs, which is insane. But I took I took 5 dogs. It's either a week of favorites or a week of dogs. I think the dogs are barking this week, though. All right, let's go over to the NFL. We got some Thanksgiving Day games. Chicago at Detroit. I'm going last here. Stark, who you got?
Plus 10.5, right?
Yeah, sorry. Lions laying 10.5. Stark, who you like? You know what to do.
Yeah, this one's obvious.
I don't know.
Just make your damn pick. Just take your damn pick.
I'm going to take the Bears plus 10.5.
All right, thank you. I didn't want to go first because I didn't want to get scolded for it.
okay,
That's the right pick.
This will be the
that's the
second
right
time
pick.
this
Too many
season that I'm
points.
picking against the Lions. This will be the second time this season
First
I'm picking
time.
against the Lions. Short week. Lions are super banged up. Bears are playing really good football right now. It's a division game.
And
10.5. That's
Thanksgiving.
just too many points. Yeah,
Yep.
too many points. Who's Joey
I think
taking?
the Lions
He's taking
win,
the Lions.
but I think it's a close game. Like, it comes down to the last possession.
Jets got the Lions laying it.
Yeah,
Laying the
Jet
10.
Jet is this line could be 39.5. Jets taking the Lions.
But I want to be in
respect,
that
but-
boat, too.
All right, night game on Thanksgiving. The Dolphins come to Lambeau, playing in some elements. Green Bay laying 3.5.
Ooh, I know this one.
I hate this, but I'm taking Green Bay. I can't trust Tua, just can't. Who's Jet taking?
Jet has Green Bay, and I like this for our circle picks. By the way, I love Green Bay here. 2-1
Love
cold
'em.
weather. Miami in cold weather. It's
Hate
never
that I
fared
love
well.
Awful.
but-
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Give me
taking
every
Green Bay
time.
cold weather game. I will never take Miami in a cold weather game. Do not take
agree.
pastel soft colors in cold weather games. That's a rule of mine. So do not take soft colors in cold weather games. Those
That's
are the
right up
softest
there
colors
with
in the league.
Sharpie beards.
Yep. I'm all over Green Bay.
All right.
Josh Jacobs has been looking very good.
AFC North matchup. Steelers go to Cincy. Cincy laying 2.5. This
I got it.
if you follow football, it's not that much of a rat line, but this is one of those rat lines where you look at the records and you say that this line doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Cincy's got to get it right at some point. I mean, this offense is just way too explosive. Burrow's playing way too good. They have to figure out at some point, and I think they get a break here because the Pittsburgh offense kind of sucks. Give me Cincy laying the 2.5. Stark, who you got?
I'm with you. I think we're going to see the true colors of the Pittsburgh Steelers because I don't think they're very good. I think their defense hasn't even been very good. Was why they were so good. Yeah, I don't think he's
I think he's
as
limited now.
good as they were thinking.
He might be limited. Russ might
He's
be
very
limited.
limited.
Now.
Give me Cincy for sure.
I'm gonna guess that Jet went Cincy, but who do you take here?
He didn't. He went Pittsburgh.
Wow, Jet likes Pitt.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
All right, let's go. Sunday
Tomlin
game.
as an underdog is very good.
It's true. I ain't coming off of a loss, but Cincy's got to get it right. I just think Cincy has to.
I agree.
All right, this is the game of the week. The Eagles go to Baltimore. Baltimore laying 3. Another pick that I hate to make, but Philly's going to win this game outright. Give me Philly +3. Stark.
I'm with you. I'm going to say something I haven't said all year.
Okay.
I'm scared of the Eagles.
Yeah, they look damn good.
I'm not like scared to the point where, like I don't think we can beat them. I just really want to get that first round bye, and I just don't want to have to play them until the end because with Saquon, holy shit! Can you imagine being the GM of the New York Giants? If he should never have a job again. That video that keeps circulating of that one guy being like, "Are you sure no one's gonna pay him this money?" And they're like, "Oh, they're running backs and blah blah blah." Dude, he's a game wrecker. He's a total game wrecker. I don't know. Saquon's the best player in the NFL right now. I truly believe that.
He's scary. No, and I
Yeah.
agree. I think
Eagles
that
all
NFC Championship game needs to be in Detroit because I would be a little nervous about the Lions having to come to Philly in January.
That's what I'm saying.
In the elements. Who did Jet take here?
Jet took Philadelphia.
All right.
Do
All
we
right,
see
and then go ahead.
Do we see a? Can I get a prop bet on over 500 yards rushing from both teams combined here? Is there a
Probably.
line for this? Can I get the RB special in this game?
I bet you.
I bet
FanDuel's
we'll see
probably
some
offering one.
specials. Oh, they're gonna cook up something crazy.
We need FanDuel to sponsor the pod. We've been working on it. But I think we got to do better than 5 viewers on our lives.
We were up to 9 earlier.
To get
I
there.
got half of
We had
Vegas over
9.
here.
We had a squad. In here. All right, last game that we're picking, and honestly, like, this game is going to suck, but we have to pick it. San Fran at Buffalo. Buffalo laying 6.5. San Fran is dead, and if I'm the coach and general manager of the Niners, I am trying to lose the rest of the way and get a good draft pick and restock for next year. Give me Buffalo. They roll. Stark.
Did I bring it up last week when I said that Manti Te'o was talking about how this team was still really he's an analyst on ESPN.
No, I know. I haven't heard that name in years.
Oh, so I guess maybe I didn't bring it up on this, but he said that after their second preseason game, he came on ESPN and was like, this roster is the same, and they look really good on paper. But he's like, there is some emotional distress that comes with getting so close and not doing it. And he's like, you can have your swagger coming out of the locker room with your boombox and do all that, but that wears you down when it doesn't get the result you want. So I'm with him, and he said that, kind of opened my eyes about that. They're going to have to shake this team up. Like, they are going to have to shake some things up. I mean, McCaffrey might never be the same. He does not look.
He hasn't scored yet.
No, he doesn't look him nor his normal self. So this is what happens to running backs in the NFL. This is why you cannot pay them like top dollars. What, Adam?
I'm saying, no, keep going. Make your pick, and then I'll tell you what I'm laughing at.
Because things like this happen to a team. Like if you pay him a lot of money and now you have a career like an injury like he has, and he's been good for a long time, but this looks like something that's going to actually affect his explosiveness. Because if you watch him, I watch a ton of NFL football. It is eye test. He looks different now. Like he
Jordan
does not
Mason
have the
looked better.
cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He doesn't have the
Mason looked much better.
explosiveness. He doesn't have that boom off the line that he used to have. He used to get that ball and explode through the line. Now it has that like delay. So I think they're gonna have to mix it up. I think we're seeing the downfall of and he came and called him a dynasty. They didn't do shit. So I'm on the other side. This is a who they play. I totally forgot who they play, but I'm gonna say opposite line. I'm not taking San Francisco.
Ty, I don't know how much you watch, but it's so funny every week when we're doing the picks.
You've told me.
Yeah, start
I've
goes
had a
on,
couple good
and
weeks.
we're doing our first merch drop is gonna be a who they play, and it's just Stark's face on a sweatshirt. All right,
One
what
week I
side's
did,
Jet on?
every game I kept forgetting who it was. I'd start talking to them like, oh shit, who the hell am I talking about?
Jets on the Niners plus the 6.5.
Jet is on the Niners. All right, I
I
can
don't know
make
if
some
Jets.
ground up.
I think Jets date from last week.
She got to him.
What's her name?
He didn't give us a name.
Mel
We're not-
Tucker girl. I think she
Mrs.
Made
Mel.
5 favorites in rivalry week,
Melody
and
Tucker.
then a couple. I hate the Detroit pick and I hate the San Fran pick.
You can't hate
Wow.
the Detroit pick.
I
I
think
hate that
it's
I
just-
did. I hate that I picked it, but
I mean, if you look at numbers here, I love Detroit.
I think it's
Looking
going to
at
be an
numbers,
electric close game. I think it'll be a great game.
I think it's gonna be terrible. Like, isn't every Thanksgiving game just hard to watch? Haven't they been brutal for
No.
years?
They haven't. You want to know? Do you guys want to know the last time the Lions won on Thanksgiving?
It's been a long time.
2016.
Fuck, I was gonna say 15.
Can I guess who they beat? The Bills?
I don't know. Was it the Bills
I'm
in
gonna say the
2016?
Bucks. I'm throwing out
Bills
names.
before Josh Allen got there?
Yeah, I mean
I'm
it would have
saying
been
the Bucks.
before Josh. It could have been the Bills. I don't know. They
Houston
almost beat the
Texans.
Bills 2 years ago on
I'll
Thanksgiving.
never forget the Thanksgiving game
Freaking Stephon Diggs.
when they played Houston Texans, and I was playing in like the last week of the fantasy playoffs, and I needed to win. And Deshaun Watson and what's his name? Will Fuller.
Rapey.
Will Fuller combined for like 90 points against the Lions, and it was the worst Thanksgiving of my life.
Can I go over this
Yeah.
game?
BJ
We won in
Lee.
20
It was BJ Lee who did
2015?
that to me.
Yeah,
Let's
so
do
look up who did the Lions
Oh, I
play
got it
at
pulled
Thanksgiving in 2016.
So 2015, we played the Philadelphia Eagles. We beat them 14-45.
Beat them?
Beat them. Boat
On-
raced them.
Squad.
Not on
Squad.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who'd they play in 2016?
I don't know, but Calvin Johnson.
2015, we were
Good God.
seniors in high school.
Calvin
Yeah.
Johnson had 8 receptions for 93 yards and 3 tutties.
Dude, you never probably remember watching him tie.
No, I do. I know he had 3.
Yeah,
3 in the
you were a
game.
baby.
And he didn't do that. I remember watching him, dude.
Yeah, say he's not that young.
That's when we had Mira
Oh,
Abdullah and
I-
George Bell.
Ty's
Fun
young.
fact.
Ty, you're what,
23.
22? 23?
He's old, dude.
Oh,
He's
you're
getting up
younger.
there.
Brandon Pettigrew.
Fun fact. I was at Soldier Field in January in person for Calvin's last game as a Lion.
Really?
Really?
It was the coldest atmosphere I've ever been in. My Wimpy Cameron and my mom went to the car at halftime, and me and my dad were like, "No, we're not going.
No.
We're not going to the car." And me and my
Oh
dad
my
were just
gosh.
numb, couldn't feel anything watching the game. But yeah, those years were fun, man. I just put out. I don't know if you guys saw, it, but I just put out a TikTok, and I was just pulling out of the bag like all of these old Lions players that I remembered, trying to see who remembered these guys. Dudes like Brandon Pettigrew, Zach Zenner,
You wanna
Theo
play a game?
Riddick,
Ziggy Ansah.
Ziggy Ansah. We gonna throw
You
some
want to go
names?
back and forth until we can't and see who can name the last Lions player without one
This
of us
is where my
stop?
age shows.
Quandre Diggs.
Go ahead, Ty.
What can I get? Like, how old are we going? We going
Anyone.
all time? Just
All time.
oh, okay. Who'd you say, Adam? I don't want to say.
I'll start it. Quandre Diggs. I'll start.
Okay, I'll say Golden Tate. I mean, I'm done here.
Javid Best.
Titus Young,
Ndamukong Suh.
Reggie Bush.
Nick Fairley.
Ooh.
See, I don't know. I'm trying to go as old as I can here. Give me Sean Hill.
Lomas Brown.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. What
do you mean that's fine?
No, that's all right. But he's like a Lions great. That's like Barry. Can I go Barry Sanders with mine?
Okay, you want to go you want to go obscure?
Yeah, I want to go obscure.
Okay.
I'm trying to pull names. Yeah, and I don't.
All right.
Yeah.
I will. Honestly kind of forget who all I've said. Brandon Pettigrew. I kind of already threw that name out there, but
Yeah, I think we already said that. No.
Stephen Tulloch.
Eric Ebron. Because those. Eric,
Darius Slay.
What was the safety with the dreadlock?
We're gonna let Darius Slay slide. You played here 2 years ago.
Yeah,
he was our biggest defensive guy in the team.
You said 2 years.
Wasn't he here 2 years ago? Didn't we
Champ
trade him
Bailey.
back 2 years ago?
Champ Bailey.
All right, it's better.
Champ Bailey did play, and he's a coach here now too.
Who did I just say? Oh, okay, I got one.
Let's go with Jeff Garcia,
Amir Abdullah.
Tony Scheffler.
Theo Riddick.
No. Oh, you guys are so fast.
I love him, dude.
Give me Josh Reynolds. He's not on the team anymore. I'm saying it. Josh Reynolds.
Ty, you can go, just keep going. Ty, you're good. You roll with whatever you got in your head.
Dominic Raiola.
Okay.
Dylan's
Anquan
brother?
Bolden.
Dylan's dad. Dylan's dad.
Actually?
Yeah,
No,
you didn't
center.
know. Yeah, Ty. See, that's where your age
No.
shows. Like
No, I didn't
Dominic
know that at
Raiola
all.
was like the rag now of the old team. Like he was like the man forever. He's a tough motherfucker.
I'll say,
I said Anquan Bolden.
that's a good one. I'll say Dan Campbell.
That's a good
That's a
one.
good pull. That's a good pull. That's a good pull.
That's
I mean,
a good pull.
that's an
That's
old
good.
head.
Dan Orlowski.
Jason Hansen. Fifth
Wow.
fifth kicker all time, points for. Great kicker.
Oh, who's the guy I said right when I look at the right under Amir Abdullah? Joik Bell. Joik Bell.
Nice. That's a good one.
'Cause what's his?
That's a good pull.
I'm trying to think of the names
He
I
played for
saw. when I
Wayne
was looking at
State.
it.
Yeah, he's
he
a
really?
Wayne State dude.
Yeah, he played for Wayne State, not even Division I football. Joey Harrington.
Damn. Zach Zenner. We kind of already talked about him, but
That's fine.
I got to keep the wheels spinning.
Yeah, you got to keep it going. Once you stop, it's hard.
I know.
Yeah, I think I'm hit. It's gotta be
Adrian
running back
Peterson.
somewhere. Wow.
He did play for the
He
Lions.
did play for the Lions.
Did we have Danny Amendola for a year?
Yes,
Yeah,
we did. Good one.
Wow.
Roy Williams.
Yeah, I love Roy Williams. What was
Roy
the big
Williams.
fat defensive lineman that played on the same team? What was his name? Oh, you don't know who I'm talking about?
I don't know. I have a big fat defensive lineman that I'm going to say next, but
Snacks Harrison.
not the
Wait,
same
can I-
team. That's who I was thinking of. Not the same team
I
though.
don't know why I thought Snacks Harrison. Yeah.
Can I go back and say Ziggy Ansah? Is that allowed? I'm gonna
I think
Yeah,
you can say
yeah,
that.
you can do that.
All right.
Ziggy Ansah. Oh man,
Who's your big boy? You're gonna say?
Snacks.
Oh.
I need to figure out
All right, that was good.
Rodney
That was good.
Harrison.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
That was a good place
I could
to
go
good
for,
place
I
to
swear
end.
I could go forever.
All right, if you're still listening, God bless you.
God bless.
Thank you very much. Throw us a follow if you would. And with that said,
Wait, when did we give Slade to the Eagles?
It was
during
when Patricia
Matt
was
Patricia.
pushing everybody out of town.